Hello, everyone, and welcome to Thursdays with Tracy. I am Tracy. I'm so glad that you're here. Before I start, I definitely want to invite you to like this video, please. I am trying to get my likes up and get those started. I'm just going to bring Marlon in from the start. Hello, Marlon.
Sorry, I'm a little late.
That's okay. You're actually on time. I just literally started the introduction a second ago. So, again, I am actually definitely inviting everyone to like this video. I need to get my likes way up. We're going to do a little bit different. So, remember, of course, again, to like this video, share this video after the recording. And I want to start this off by announcing again that Tracy Media is sponsoring a scavenger hunt. I know it's in September and I know this is March, but I'm going to tell you about it every week because I need a new computer. The costs are just $15 and you can find it there in that link, or you can always visit my website at tracymedia.com where you'll find all of this lovely information. Of course, I'm definitely inviting you to support me on Patreon. I definitely want you to support Marlon on his Patreon, Radical Truth to Power, and support Thesis on his patreon.com/complex mind. So, with all of those advertisements out of the way, we're going to get right to it. So, I thought, and I'm still going to talk about this, I wanted to talk about things that voters could do to hold politicians accountable. But I want to start off with some news. And normally I don't jump into it, but I got to get your thoughts about this. Apparently, Mrs. Clarence Thomas, because I don't know what her first name actually is, so I'm going to call her Mrs. Clarence Thomas, has had some text revealed that she was trying to pressure Mark Meadows in regards to the January 6th whole shenanigans. That's very interesting to me, but before I give my thoughts, I want to hear what you're thinking.
Who's surprised?
Well, we know that.
She's a white supremacist married to the right black man. I'm not surprised. And I don't mean to come off flippant when I say this, but at a certain point when they tell you who you are, you need to start believing them.
Yeah,
and there's nothing about this woman who has indicated that she's nothing more than a white supremacist. I mean, it's nothing. She's done nothing to put her in the gray area or ride the fence or nothing. No, she is what she is. So am I shocked? No, I'm more shocked that they actually found proof of it.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm kind of shocked about, but her doing it? No.
And I know you guys are going to say, you're too naive. But yes, I am kind of shocked. Because I'm thinking, how stupid can you be? If you're going to plan something like that, and I'm not saying to plan something like that. I'm not encouraging people to plan something like that. But if you're going to do it, what the bleep are you texting from your own phone from? Don't you know they can trace that? You have no idea. You're just out here like, okay, I'm just going to text on. You've never heard of it.
They didn't care, and America has proven that you're not going to find anything if you're not looking for it. And America has proven that they don't look for evidence of anything unless they have to. So, yeah, they're real comfortable with doing this from their private phone, from their private computer, from anything else, because America has proven that, hey, we know that you're a bad guy and everything else, but since you're helping us pocket millions of dollars a year,
yeah.
I'm not going to look for it because that's an invasion of privacy and everything else.
But, I guess I would think, because some of them have been found to have burner phones. And again, I'm not saying to go out and commit crimes. That's not what I'm encouraging. But I still got to think, come on. If you're trying not to get caught, because obviously she was trying to, if you see the text she was sending, she was trying not to get caught. What? Why you? It's like she wanted to get caught. She just said, okay, it's me. I'm going to do this. I'm right here.
I am the wife of Clarence Thomas, a Supreme Court judge. You're not going to look into me.
And that brings up my other question. I've been saying that they should impeach Clarence Thomas. Well, first of all, he should never have been allowed on the court in the first place, but okay, that's 20, almost 30 years ago, so I can't do anything about that. Is this an impeachable offense? Let's just say he knew about it, because if that's her husband, wouldn't she
I don't know. You
ideally
can
tell him?
impeach a Supreme Court justice.
Supreme Court justices can be
Oh,
impeached.
oh, they can. Oh, then no,
Yes. Oh,
no,
so you yes, they can be impeached.
no,
Because even if she told him, like if
no.
she said, "Hey, I'm doing this,"
That was my wife. That wasn't me. No,
or he could take the he could what is that when they call it where you don't have to testify against your spouse?
don't testify against your spouse.
No, it's called something else.
I plead the fifth. I don't. I
No,
don't
the
know.
fifth is for the person being charged, but it's something that spouses can do to say, "I'm not going to testify against my spouse."
Well, I mean, I don't know the name of it, but that's
Yeah.
something he could do anyway. We don't need a technical name of it, but he could just. I'm not going to testify against my wife. And by the way, we're saying, can he be impeached for it? He didn't do anything. His wife did anything, and that. And I know I'm playing devil's advocate, but that's what they're going to do. Just because
Yeah, I didn't
she
know
did something
anything
doesn't
about
mean
it.
he did it. It was on her. She did the text from her phone.
And she never told him about it. She never told him about the committee meetings. She never told him about her support for Trump. And come on, Marlon.
I'm
Marlon.
telling you what the game that they're going to be playing. I never said that it was BS. The majority of their fences has all been BS. I never said it was. It wasn't. We can see right through it. I'm just telling you what they're going to do. They're going to play that just because the white. How many times I can hear little Tuck Tuck already talking about how many times have your wife done something? How many times have your has nothing to do with the subject? How many times have your wife went out and bought a new dress and everything and never told you? Did you impeach her? No. So why would we come in? It's the same little stupid stuff.
Hi, Anna.
Hello, Anna.
But that's what I'm like, because I'm. This is my theory. There's no way he doesn't know about this. Yes, he can play the dumb game. He can be like, I didn't know. But and she can always go to the racism. I'm not a white supremacist. My husband is black. I'm assuming they have children together. I don't know. But I'm like, okay. The next thing I wanted to talk about, and I hate to say that I told people I was right about this, but I was right about this. Trump is not going to be indicted in New York on criminal charges. Big whoopty, I'm shocked. I don't know what's wrong with the New York prosecutors. Actually, they've had two that have resigned because they don't understand, like I don't understand, why there haven't been charges. What is Trump doing to these people? Like, what is it? Like, what does he have over people and position? Why are they scared of him? I don't understand.
Because Trump, just like a bunch of millionaires and billionaires, we have to stop pretending because that's really what it is. Stop pretending that millionaires and billionaires are on the same level of rules, laws, and everything else that regular American people are. I believe I said this before. When it comes to millionaires and billionaires, let me go back. When it comes to regular people, the judicial system can find a small thing, charge you for it, and then build their case from there. When it comes to millionaires and billionaires, it's the complete opposite. Their stuff has to be tight knit grip. You can't get out of it no matter what you do, say, who, how many people you come. They have to build the case first before they charge you, because you're talking about a bunch of people who have lawyers out the yin yang who will try to punch a hole in anything that you write down on a piece of paper or say to the media. Regular folks like us, Tracy, don't get that.
No, we don't.
We
Apparently,
don't. They charge and build a case. When it comes to millionaires and billionaires and people in celebrities and everything else, they build a case and then they charge them. That's the same reason why everybody wondered why Matt Gaetz have not been charged, because they still building the case. Why? As bad as he is, he's in politics. So yeah, we're not on the same level when it comes to justice.
I get that, but Marlon, come on. What does Trump has to have something
Trump
on
don't
them?
have absolutely nothing.
Because I'm
They're just making sure that they don't look like blittering idiots.
the evidence. I mean, I am not a lawyer.
What's the evidence? What's the evidence?
Michael Cohen's testimony that he falsified records. His accountant saying the same thing. It's like, come on, stop it. I know in indictments
that's what I mean.
That they do matter, but I'm saying you have initially enough evidence. Now, if you go to a jury and they say, you know what, it's not enough. Okay, I won't like it, but I can live with it. They aren't even presenting the evidence that they do have to say, hey.
No, you. First of all, no, you would not live with it.
I'm gonna live regardless.
The next out of your mouth is, look how the grand jury just sucked.
Oh, I didn't say I wouldn't.
Trump got over the grand jury.
I didn't say I wouldn't criticize him. I said I live with it. I would live with it. I could have no choice. You either alive or not. It's one or the other. So I would have to live with it.
I'm sorry. I don't know what else to tell you. They build the case and then they charge them.
But they aren't even building anything. They're just like, we're done.
They're building it. They're building it. They're building it. That's what makes them so scared that it's going to come down one day. See, building a case is a whole lot slower than charging us regular folks. I'll give you an example. This is the difference between rich and the regular. When it comes to the regular people and they have a warrant out for your arrest, they come to your house,
right,
to your job, wherever you at, and they arrest you. When you're rich, they call you and your attorney and everything and ask you politely to come down to the station and turn yourself in.
True.
That's the difference. It is not fair, and everybody keep getting upset about it. It is not fair. It's on the same level. Just get the fact that it's not the same.
Are you saying there's no evidence? I just want to make sure I'm understanding.
Saying there's not enough evidence to build their case.
Come on. Oh, you so wrong. I totally disagree.
You can disagree, and we got attorneys in New York who've been going after Trump, and they're still building the case. So I don't know what you're disagreeing about.
But because there's two attorneys that have already said, okay, but there's the two attorneys that have resigned have already said, hey,
and they're probably feel the same way you do. We got enough to charge them. Let's go ahead and charge them. Why are you not charging them? Well, I'm not going to waste my time being on this if you're not going to charge them. It's the same thing that you're upset about.
Yeah, because I'm like, well, they're attorneys. Because, I didn't go to law school. I just watch law shows on TV. Judge Judy. That's pretty much my, that's my legal, that's my legal basis right there. That and Perry Mason. So I don't know. I
hope you don't get your law ideas from Perry Mason. That's the most unrealistic.
I know, but I'm just saying I don't have a wide basis of knowledge. Listen, thank you. Bragg, the attorney, is horrific. Somebody agrees with me. Thank you. It's not right. It's something that is not. It ain't smelling right. It's not smelling right. I know.
Okay.
Because Brett, he is scooching this along. And I don't know why. I don't know if Trump and his cronies have gotten to him. I don't want to throw out accusations like that. Wait a minute. Oh, yep, she does live in New York. That's my sister that lives in New York, everybody. Hey. But I'm just like, if the two attorneys are saying, hey, we got enough evidence, okay, you can't at least take it to a grand jury?
Okay, let me ask you this then. Let me ask you what would happen if they take it to the grand jury and they say there's not enough evidence to charge him.
Well, clearly he bought off the grand jury.
So what are we talking about then? What's the point? Because
So,
I'm gonna tell you right now, you go ahead and take it to the grand jury right now without enough evidence to charge him and
okay.
bring him in. I guarantee you, you're going to be really upset when they're not going to be able to bring it to the grand jury again because now they're going to call it a witch hunt. And it's
Okay.
going to be, if you think it's long now, it's going to be some decades
So
before they
what
try
type
this
of
again.
evidence is it that you're looking for? Because basically, I'm basing this.
We don't know what they're looking for. I don't know. I'm not there. You're not there. I don't know. But it's very hard to get in front of the grand jury, and it's extremely darn near impossible to do it twice. Because, like I said, now you done open it up to the public, and now they're just going to call it. You're just doing a witch hunt.
Now, okay, were the other two attorneys that have resigned wrong?
I don't know.
Are you saying
And
they
a
don't
lot
have
of
enough
people don't
patience?
know because we don't have we don't see what they're seeing.
Okay.
Basically, at this point in time, all we're doing is guessing. And pondering it, and that's very dangerous to do because we just don't know what they know. I mean, we'll sit here and say they got all the evidence. Okay, tell us all the evidence that they got. Because all you can really tell me is what they published or what they talked about. There could be more, there could be less. And even the stuff that they published may not be that huge of a deal. You could say Michael Cohen testified and said that he was messing with the books, and they could turn around and go, well, Michael Cohen got trying to save his own behind. So of course he's gonna say what he got to say. Right, wrong, or indifferent, they have to play both ends.
Yeah. That's the other point I was going to bring up.
That's the only thing right now that Trump is really having a hard time for. That's really the only thing I see that's really going to be damaging to him is that people are separating themselves from Trump. And he can't stand it. You hurting Trump is doing this.
Read
If
that
you
before you comment.
overtime claim when they believe a client has committed. Oh yeah, yeah, that's true. Because they can't. Because then they'll get in trouble. The worst way that you could hurt Trump really is to make Trump irrelevant. If you make Trump totally irrelevant, if people start putting this dude on a pedestal and just make him a regular smuggler millionaire, and I know that sounds stupid. And by the way, he's a millionaire. He's not a billionaire. That dude haven't been a billionaire in I don't know how long. But that will be more devastating to him than being indicted. As a matter of fact, being indicted actually will make him a bigger martyr than what he is now.
Oh yeah, especially to his nimwit supporters that will give him money for a new plane, like he says he can afford one, but he needs their money to buy one. I don't.
Did he undervalue and overvalue? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, he did. Now
Yeah.
show us all the proof and how long did it take and what was the estimation of what he did. I mean,
Yeah.
the guy flat out told you he kind of did it. He's like, you made the tax codes. Tax codes and the tax loops. I would be a fool not to walk through it. I mean, Trump said that. And then, of course, he'll turn around and point to everybody who used the same loops and everything else. But
Yep, that's what I'm saying. These, yes, and that's what really makes me so mad. I'm like, I think on the inside, at my core, he's one of the few people that I want to see in prison. And I don't usually feel that way about anybody, but he's one of those few that I'm just like, it would just make me feel good. I don't know why. Well, I know why, because he's a white supremacist telling people to riot and go kill people in DC person. But it's like time and time again, he just weasels out and weasels out and weasels out, and it's so annoying to watch. That, I think, is what agitates me.
well, all I can say is sometimes you get used to it.
And that's the other problem. Let's just say that, you know, um, thank you, Anna. I'm just like, no. As much as I dislike, uh, well, I won't go into that. But I just think, I'm like, I'm so tired. It's like I'm so tired of people like him just getting over it. And then his supporters. Oh my gosh. What's wrong with these people? It's like when it comes to Trump, they lack common sense. They will send him money and yet tell people who ask them why they're sending money he's a billionaire. So they'll say to you, oh, he's a billionaire. But he's asking you for money. If he's got so much money, why is he asking you for money? It's like when it comes to Trump, his base, they just lose their common sense. I don't know if they've ever had it before, but it's sad to watch it.
The greatest thing that Trump ever said was, I like my uneducated people, because it made them stronger. They'll believe, they'll turn to one station and believe anything and everything that comes out about their mouth, even when they contradict themselves on the same station. It just depends on what it is that you want to believe. These are the same people that will listen to a billion-dollar company such as Fox talking about how bad multi-billion-dollar news analyst is taking over the United States from a billion-dollar media mongo company. I would use the phrase "make this make sense," but even if I do,
it doesn't make sense. It doesn't. You're like, wait a minute, and then you're like, it's like I gotta stop myself for overthinking this, because when you have like I have at least a couple of relatives and people who I feel like they are my relatives, and I'm watching them go down this path, and they just keep going, and no matter what I say, and like, hey, he did this. Oh no, he's for us. It's like, I don't want to see them go there, but I can't stop them, and that's what's making me mad.
Listen, this is how stupid this world is. So remember all the idiotic things that Cruz was doing during the Supreme Court justice, all these little stupid questions.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that in a few minutes.
Okay, then they showed a photo of him when somebody else was asking Judge Jackson questions, and he was on his phone. Well, somebody took a picture of what he was doing when he was on his phone. And what he was on his phone doing was going through Twitter and putting his name in to see how many times his name was mentioned. Because that's what's more important to these people now. Publicity. It's not politics anymore.
And he's going to win for their election.
It's not politics anymore. It's not for the people anymore. They want to be ready-made celebrities. They want to be the Kardashians of Washington. Do less, and built me up to be the greatest thing since sliced bread. So when I run again, you can look and see. Oh, it doesn't matter anymore until people actually start fighting back and start calling these people out. And I don't mean for a season, which is unfortunately that's what we still do. We'll fuss and fight and argue about what you did now until the next thing come along.
Yep, we're easily distracted.
Yeah.
And speaking of easily distracted, Ted, yeah, that's his name, Ted. Um, the Supreme Court hearings, I have decided not to watch them.
Oh, I don't watch it no more.
Because I have two problems. I definitely have a problem with the Ted Cruz's and the what's that one from Tennessee, Blackburn,
Little Lindsay.
and Lindsey Graham, your favorite, and the way that they're treating her. But then I have a problem on the Democratic side.
I'm not fighting back or saying anything.
No, because they. Have you seen the Cory Booker clip yet?
Yeah, the one that they're praising. Because I'm trying to figure out. Okay, dude, you just look like a fanboy to me. But
he's you when you're. I would feel like if I'm a senator, I'm going to ask. Of course, if I'm in the same party as the president who nominated, of course, I'm going to vote yes. I'm going to ask. I'm not going to go out here and say, hey, what do you think a woman is a woman? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to give some questions where I can understand her, her credence in terms of important cases. But Cory Booker, he took his praise. I was like, dude, are you going to form a fan club? Or
I told you, he literally came off looking like a fanboy.
I'm like,
dude, I need you to calm down.
Because even she looked at him like, hey, I'm just here to be interviewed. I'm not really trying. I mean, he was just,
like she was the second coming of Kennedy, the good Kennedy, not the other Kennedys.
He likes to see. I would say this about Cory Booker. Yeah, green swing low, but oh well. His own ex-girlfriend didn't even support his bid for presidency. What is he doing? I mean, dude, go away. We didn't want you to be president. You never were going to be president. You weren't going to get a cabinet position. Keep being the senator from New Jersey. Blah, blah, blah. Go away. But there's gaslighting, and then there's Cory Booker. He went a step above gaslighting. I'm like, dude, ease up on the suck up. I mean, come on.
Tracy, he fell in love.
Yeah, he started talking about her daughters and her husband. Look, whatever her personal life is. It was terrible.
I had to turn it off because it's like,
it was terrible.
When you lean in and start waving your arms, and they're like, "Oh boy, this." Is
this a sporting event? I mean, he went in, and it didn't sound sincere to me. That was my other problem. If you're gonna do all of that, the most stuff that he did, at least make it sound like you mean what you're saying. It was just like, okay, I'm going to do something, and then I'm going to get on TV, and then I'm going to do this, and this, and this, and this. It just didn't.
But that's what the Republicans are doing. They don't believe none of what they're saying. They absolutely don't.
And I will criticize them for the same thing, but right now I'm on Cory Booker. But I'm just saying.
And I'll get back to Cory Booker. What I was saying was with Cory was what Republicans is. They don't believe none of what they're saying. They just don't. They just have to say it. And they have to make it realistic and jump out there and wave their arms and walk off in their little pouty little ways and go straight to Fox to do their interview and everything else. And I guess, and this is just me guessing, because I could be absolutely wrong and dude just lost his mind. And Cory may have been trying to do on the same level as Republicans for Judge Jackson. So he did the whole hoopering and hollering and leaning in and waving his arms and everything else. So he's showing you the passion of liking this candidate, just like the Republicans are showing the passions of disliking her.
Yep, and
Both
now
of them look stupid to me, but
I think his was just more like, dude, come on. But the Republicans, oh, I got to get these here losers because I was like, gonna reap what you sow if y'all don't watch it. Ted Cruz with his Mr. going to Cancun while his state is under a natural disaster self. Mr. Ted Cruz, who worked Trump's campaign after Trump said that his wife was ugly. Ted Cruz, who threw his own children, under the bus after he got caught going to Cancun, needs to shut his entire mouth. I don't know what's wrong with the people of Texas for electing this schmuck. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I'm like, he asked her, first of all, him and Dick Durbin going back and forth. If I was Dick Durbin, I'd just been like, get him out. Get him out. Because he's not listening to anything. Well, she should answer the question. No, hey, Ted, stop letting people call your wife ugly. Stop throwing your children under the bus, and then maybe we'll listen to you.
He knew he wasn't gonna let you. If you got to look at it, you got to look at exactly what he was doing. Because if he was saying answer the question, then I would believe that he's upset because Durbin would not allow him to answer the question. No, what he was doing was he was repeating the question over and over and over and over and over and over again.
And she refused to answer.
So it would stick in his base's head. So he wasn't upset that it wasn't going to be answered because he knew he was over his time. So that's why he kept saying, I'm going to answer the question going to stick in your head about what I'm saying.
But he did say, oh, well, you let McConnell go over his time. I'm like, shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Stop letting people call your wife ugly. That's what I'm going to say. You make me sick.
Cruz
I
wants
don't
to be
like
a celebrity now. He does not want to.
Because he'll never be president. His own party doesn't even like him. His own party does not like him. And Josh Hawley, I feel like moving to Missouri just so I can vote against him. I'm like, oh, you, dude, what's your problem? You let a porn case. I think when his question to her was, she had I guess a pornography case, and she gave the person the minimum. No, she gave him the maximum. It was like, oh, well, you should have went above it. But those are sentencing guidelines. Judges, from what I know, they usually, unless you're that judge that let that one female cop go, they usually stay within the sentencing guidelines. They don't usually go outside them. What the heck was that, Eddie?
Because they also will never tell you the time when they voted for a judge who actually gave below the minimum to a pedophile. And quote, because they have jurisdiction to do so. It has nothing to do with justice. It has everything to do with you're looking across the hallway to a black female who's going to be on the Supreme Court, and you're just hating that.
Well, I don't think it's.
Here's the deal I feel for Jackson. This is what kills me. This is what I feel sorry for Jackson.
She got to put up with a mess.
I feel sorry for her that she's answering questions from a bunch of morons that she is more qualified than they are.
Exactly.
But I have to answer questions from these idiots in order for me to go do my job.
And which one was that asked her what religion is she? They didn't ask.
That was Lil Lindsay. Yeah.
He didn't ask that question when Amy Coney Barrett, with her unqualified, never tried the case, never was a clerk self, was up there. So why? And
it was the stupidest statement from 1 to 2.
I go to church.
What is your religion thing? Now, granted, I only go to church twice a year, so I'm the one person that should be asking. Yeah, you are the one person that should be asking. If you don't go to church but twice a year, what do you care what somebody's religion is about?
Oh, man. But the dumbest one of all is Marsha Blackburn. Oh, boy.
Question in there?
Marsha Blackburn.
Yeah, I know. Was there a question? Did you ask?
CRT. She kept going on about it, and I'm like, she
Flavor of the week. Flavor of the week. I told y'all.
can the
Flavor of the week.
Republican. I know the Republicans can stay on a message. I know they know how to drum a message, but I wonder did she realize how stupid she looked doing that? Because I'm like,
Not to her base. You don't.
what's wrong with these people voting for these schmucks? I'm like, what? Look, you know they don't care about you. Why are you going out? Well, why are you going out and voting for these people? You know they don't care about you. You'd rather vote for Ted Cruz, who literally left his dog in a snowstorm to go to Cancun. Why are you going to vote for somebody like that? Poor little snowflake got left in that house.
Oh, that's a doggone shame. So sorry.
Did you say that's a doggone shame? And that's, I'm like, but people.
Oh yeah, she asked what she defines as a
A
woman.
woman, yeah, that was the other question. She was the one that asked what she defines a woman as. A woman.
That never came up as a judge. So I
Yeah, I'm like, wait a minute. Is she? Because I think she was taking a pot shot at the trans community, but I didn't get what pot shot she was taking. I'm like, is she trying to say the Supreme Court has heard trans cases? Because I don't think they have. Is she trying to say there's going to be a trans case coming up? Like, come. She's the one that really, I'm like, Lindsey Graham, stupid, got it. Ted Cruz, stupid, got it. Judge Hawley, Eddie Murphy, got it. Her? Oh, oh my gosh.
she tweeted out in the Constitution, there's life, liberty, and the pursuit. Well, wait a minute. The Constitution gives you the rights, give you all the rights as an American. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, but it doesn't say anything about abortion. Let me put how stupid this woman is.
Mm-mm-mm.
One, the Constitution does not give you rights. The Constitution protects your rights. You are born with rights. It's not given to you. Two, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, you dimwit, is not in the Constitution. That's in the Declaration of
Declaration of
Independence.
Independence?
You glittering moron.
You said it way better than I could. But we got to talk about one more Trump supporter. And no, I'm not. I'm not going to talk about Mark Burns. I'm going to leave Mark Burns for next week. I'll leave Mark Burns for next week. So the last thing I wanted to talk about is this whole depressing Ukraine situation. Because people are trying to tell me, oh, Putin, he's scared, he's backtracking, he's doing this and he's doing that, and the Ukrainian people are fighting. But every time I turn on TV, I'm seeing more Ukrainians dead, more Ukrainians dead, more Ukrainians dead. So I'm not sure whose narrative I'm supposed to trust. Because I'm like, I'm seeing more Ukrainians die, but I'm hearing that Putin has no hope.
You're good. War is flat out ugly, and it's going to be casualties, and it's going to be, and this is, you ever want to see the strongest version of propaganda is during a war, because the Republicans and Democrats use propaganda for their party. War uses propaganda to win a war, so it's a lot stronger. So yeah, they're going to show you pictures of Ukrainian people dying in the middle of the streets without telling you that the more Russian soldiers who have died in what, a month, than all 20 years of the Iraq-Iran war. They're losing. And then I'm gonna tell you they're losing because I can hear somebody already. No, they're at a standstill. They at a standstill is losing. We're talking
Yeah,
about Ukraine and Russia. It was not supposed to be a standstill. They were supposed to run right through them from one end of Russia all the way to the end of Ukraine. So even a standstill at this time, Ukraine is winning because Russia got arrogant, self-centered, egotistical, and the people who are fighting in the war in Ukraine are not Russian military. It's the version of saying our our um our we send the National Guard to fight in a war. That's what they're sending. They're sending their National Guard to fight in Ukraine. People who are highly undertrained. The equipment that they have is 20 plus years old. They're at a standstill. I can't even remember the island that they had that Russia captured and lost within a week back to Ukraine. Yeah, you're going to see the bodies of Ukrainians on the ground because it's war. What you're not going to see is you rumor. Let me say that. Okay, this is all flat out rumor. They're going to show you the Russian people. They're not going to show you about the Russian soldier caught on the radio telling people how he ran over his general's legs. Hey,
hey
Susan.
Susan.
They're not going to tell you about the Russian soldier that purposely ran over his general's legs with a tank, by the way, because quote he's an idiot.
Yep, I think Anna just got my point exactly because that's the second point I want to bring about this conflict. It is literally disgusting me that our corporate news media wants to see war. I don't know how many times Jen Psaki has to get up there and say, hey, the president is against airstrikes. It will lead to World War III. And they just keep doing it and doing it. And like, how many times does she have to say exactly the same thing? I don't know. I think it makes me so mad because it's like they're just saying, you know what? That war will bring in ratings. And they're not even thinking about the casualties and the families and the nothing. They're just thinking ratings because they keep asking the same dumb questions on MSNBC, especially. They bring these people on and all they talk about is we need airstrikes and we need airstrikes. I'm like, do you know what that means? And it's like they're trying to chide China. It's like, hey, China, take over Taiwan so we can even have a bigger war and we have more things to cover. And it's so disheartening. It really disgusts me.
War is ugly and profitable. See, the United States can say that. The United States can always say, we need to go to war. We need to go to war. Then the reason they always say it is because the last time we even came close to having war on American soil, and I use that term very loosely, was Pearl Harbor. It was brought to our doorstep. That's the closest we have to it. So we can always say
You
we
mean
can go.
September 11th?
No, that was an attack. And I
So
mean,
was Pearl
technically, I can
Harbor.
actually say that Pearl Harbor was an
Yeah, I was
attack.
gonna say Pearl Harbor was an
Yeah,
attack
Pearl
too.
Harbor. So I'll take that back. I'll take that back, and it makes my argument stronger. We could always say we could go to war with anybody because we know it ain't at our front door. We could always go and bomb your country because we
Exactly.
know nobody's going to come and bomb us. We ain't not one time have you heard all these pundits have never said one time we need to go to war, so we gonna build up our military. So come get us. No, because they know there's nothing gonna happen to them. They have no problem bombing another country and building it back up with taxpayers' money so we can have another footprint in somebody else's country. They have no issue with that because we don't have to worry about it. And quite frankly, hey, we're running out of money because we ain't got no war. No war, nobody's buying our guns. We gotta sell these guns. We sell these guns dirt cheap. Come to Joe Bob's gun range, where we are showing you the cheapest guns that we possibly can. Buy one, get one bullet free.
Yep, and that's what people don't get. They don't understand what a no-fly zone is. That's basically you just declared war.
We start a no-fly zone. We're going to war. Period. Point blank. End of
As
discussion.
much as I think Joe Biden has been trash on domestic issues, total trash. This is the one of the few times I'm gonna say he's handling it exactly the way it should be handled. I can't even believe I said that. The cows done jump over the moon, something have some in the water. But this now, of course, we can stop supporting Saudi Arabia and bombing Yemen. We can stop bombing Somalia.
Yeah, we need the oil.
We can stop that. But in this instance, I'm like, okay, yes. But if I was that's why no presidential candidate ever is going to hire me as White House press secretary. Because I'd be like, shut up. You already answered that question. That would just be my answer. I already answered that question.
You notice they moved away from gas prices. You notice that?
Yes.
Because oil, the price of barrel of oil has fallen. Gas prices hasn't. Trickled down pennies. But it sure is not dropping as quick as it's raised. So now they have no argument. Oil prices are low. So why is not gas prices? Oh, is it because those gas companies are still price gouging? Is that why?
You mean the oil companies holding back oil production? Oh no, I don't think so. No, not in America. No.
So now they got to separate themselves from that question. They can't bring up gas prices anymore because now they don't have it. They can't say oil. Can we do something about the oil and everything else when oil prices have fallen under $100 a barrel?
Yep. But gas prices haven't. But
gas prices is dropping what? 1
2
penny
cents,
maybe 2 pennies.
I think ours dropped like maybe a nickel. I saw a nickel difference, literally. But it's just like the media. This is why we need independent media, because independent media understands that hey, a no-fly zone that means war. The corporate media isn't going to tell you that. They're going to keep telling you, oh, we need to do a no-fly zone, and it will show strength, and it will show this and that and that. And, of course, that's because they're bought off and paid off and don't care. They don't care. Their children aren't going to go fight. Oh, they're not going to lose anything. And they know you'll watch it because, like I said, we need to support independent media. We need to support Theus. We need to support Marlon. If you can think about it, support me. We just need to. It just frustrates me that they're just seeming to go on television and just like I heard not Tucker Carlson, who's like Russia's #1 promo boy, but what's the other one? Sean Hannity. Mm-hmm. I'm like, boy, that's Tracy. That's what you just said.
What did he say this time?
He said, I can't even think of what the clip was. He was talking about U.S. Okay, he was obviously talking about the situation in Ukraine. And it's like Russia was justified. He said something to the effect of Russia was justified in invading Ukraine. And I'm like, huh? Wait a minute. Say that again? Bruh. It was like a whole combined thing. And I'm like, that's you teetering on treason. So the last thing I want to talk about, and I said I wasn't going to talk about this, is speaking of Russia, I want to talk about the Brittany, and I'm going to get her last name wrong, Griner? Is her name Brittany Griner? What's the basketball player's name?
Oh, I don't know her name.
Well, I know her first name is Brittany. I know that much. And she, if you don't know, audience, she plays professional basketball in Russia because the WNBA pays squat. So she's got to go overseas and play. Oh, that's right. Thank you, Anna. So she has to go to Russia to play overseas because, again, the WNBA's pay structure is so terrible. She has to have 2 jobs to live, but that's the whole point. So she got stopped at a Russian airport terminal with not marijuana, but CBD oil. And she's been in jail since February.
Mm-hmm.
They have now moved her trial / release to May.
Mm-hmm.
What do you make of that? Because I have some. And why aren't we talking about it more? And
Come a little closer, Tracy, because I want to have a word with Russia real quick.
and don't cuss.
You know I'm not going to. Hey, Russia, if you was going after the sympathy card to have United States attack you to get what is their civilians back, never grab a black person.
Oh, you said that. You sure told the truth there. Oh, you telling it.
They're not moving.
Our country cares next to
We won't
nothing.
move for the black people over here. You think we're going over there to get a... Well, know thy enemy, Russia. Know thy enemy.
Now, if you had caught a white person, now that
You still got a 50-50 chance because now
depending
we got to figure out how popular is that white person, how much money that white person have. Now you grab a poor white person, it's the same thing as grabbing a black person. They ain't moving. They'll talk. Now, granted, I'll tell you the difference though, Tracy. They'll talk about it more.
Oh yeah, because
they're not coming for you. Everything that the United States do,
it's to benefit the United States.
For power.
Exactly.
Throw justice and the
exactly.
humanity and everything like that and everything else. And quite frankly, humanity plays a bit into it. But it plays a bit part of this is the reason why we're attacking you because we don't like what you're doing to your own people. That's as far as humanity goes. The rest of this is power. Russia, you grab the black person. There's no power in getting them back.
Marlon, but not only that, they grabbed and I hate to be it this way, they grabbed a person of the I'm gonna not get the letters right, LBTQ community. I will get it right.
You grabbed a
LGBTQ really
plus black woman.
Yep.
Boy, that's the trifecta of you ever heard. You really thought that the United States was going to come?
Yeah, like we gonna care. Like we gonna be like, you know what? We better go get her. We gonna be like, yeah, you keep her. June, July, it's okay.
And the funny thing about it is they figured it out. That's why they moved it to May.
That's why they moved it down.
No, let me rephrase it. That's why they gave May. Because at a certain point, it was 0. Then they realized, oh, they're not going to do nothing. Well, ain't no use holding it. Let's give her, let's say May.
If you capture one of our millionaires or billionaires, we're going to move mountains.
Woo.
We're going to move the whole mountain. We're going to, that's more
mountains and streams then, buddy. Yeah. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. A white male millionaire. Yeah, now you done took it too far.
Yeah, it's like, wait a minute.
No, the one above it.
Oh, wait a minute.
The story.
From May. Okay, now here's I did hear from one mainstream news person, and that was, I never get her name right, Joanne Reed. That's the only, and she did like a quick 3-minute segment on it. That's
LGBTQ plus black female. You get
who's married to another woman. Oh yeah, that's it right there.
Minutes. Go.
Yep, it's. This country literally makes me sick. Sometimes I'm like, y'all making me sick. Yeah, but Russia, I'm like, y'all y'all underplayed that because you think our country, we don't care. She can stay over there forever. We be like, oh well, it's just the WNBA. It's not like they took LeBron James. Maybe we care about LeBron James, but he black too, so
Yeah, grab LeBron James,
whole different.
then you'll get attacked. Grab a Kardashian, then you'll be attacked. You grab somebody from the WNBA. Nah, nah,
We don't even know it exists because
nah.
basically I have forgotten about the WNBA to be
And the
honest.
funny thing about it, United States, just to be perfectly clear, your hypocrisy is about as bad as a joke of anything because you wouldn't even know this woman's name if she wasn't captured in Russia because you treat the WNBA like it's junior varsity volleyball in junior high. You don't even treat that. Why do you think she went over to Russia? Because they was paying more
Right.
than the United States. So please, y'all, every little black pundit out there to sit there jumping up and down talking about we need to go over there and do something and everything else. You use her name as a news clip too. You didn't even know who the heck she was until this came out.
Now, to
So
be
miss
honest,
me with your holy than thou attitudes now. Because as soon as she does get out, you will do one little interview with her. I'm so glad that you in. How was the conditions over there? Okay, bye bye. Move on because WNBA season is starting next week. You may need to go practice for something that we're definitely not even going to watch or report about
or go to the game store.
or go to the games.
But I'm
So
now
stop.
wait a minute. I got to get on that because well, for me, there's only one sport, so I'm not watching basketball. Period. Because I just don't like basketball. But for y'all that do, that's a good question. For you all that love basketball, I don't. Because the only sport I care about is the NFL. That's it. That's all. I don't care. Would you? Why don't you? I wonder. Now that should be the question. I wonder why all of these, and we've seen them all over TV, especially independent media, rattling on about this point. When is the last time you did go to a WNBA game? When is the last time that you asked why your car company doesn't sponsor a game? Why don't you demand that they get paid for more? I don't know. That's up to you. Because, like I said, I don't watch. I don't watch men's basketball. I don't watch women's basketball. I don't watch high school. I don't watch college. I don't watch any of it because I don't like it. There's only one. Like I said, there's one sport for me. That's it. That's all. That's all I care about.
I have no answer to none of that.
But I just wonder. I'm like, okay, y'all going to the games like that? You buying season tickets? You're supporting the team? Okay, let's see. Then you can raise all your. Well, this is about. I'm like, stop. So I did want to bring that up because I thought, well, this is hypocritical that she has to go over to Russia to get millions of dollars, but she can't get it here.
Yep.
And basically, they're doing the same job. Her and LeBron James do exactly the same thing.
And you wouldn't have known that name nothing about her life, her name, or anything else if she wasn't captured in Russia. And let me put another caveat on it. In the middle of a war. So I'm even putting that caveat that if she was thrown in jail during peacetime, y'all wouldn't have reported it either.
Yeah, but man, why don't they release her?
Please.
I'm just saying.
They're putting their own people on house arrest. Whatever. Okay. She's treated very fairly. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, says the man who fired half of his staff because he couldn't
Oh,
trust them. All of them.
oh,
Yeah, all of them. I'm like, dude, bye. Okay, audience, it is time for this episode of Thursdays with Tracy to come to an end. I want to remind you to support Marlon. And Marlon, please tell us where we can find you.
you will find me this Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturday Night Vibe, my 100th show, and my birthday weekend.
And how can they support you on Patreon?
Patreon dot patreon.com/radical
Radical
truth
Truth.
to power. Yeah.
And remember to capitalize the R the T and the other T.
And the T.
And remember to like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel, and support me on Patreon. We'll see you all in the after party chat. And today's discussion is best TV moms. We'll see you all next week, 7:30 Eastern, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a great evening, everybody. Good night.